Hello, I'm Simon from Whale. Today I'm going to talk about the WX plumbing range. It's the only plumbing range that has been designed specifically for use in water systems on boats. We're going to start with the plumbing. We have red, blue, turquoise, and we have a white as well. Red is for the hot water, blue for the cold water. Turquoise, we typically suggest that you use that for raw water, and there's also the white pipe. Now, if you take a look at our pipework, you will notice that there are little marks every 1 inch or 25 millimeters along the whole length of the pipework. These little marks are there to help you whenever you're doing installation. So whenever you cut the pipe, we recommend you cut the pipe on one of the marks. That means that when you insert it into one of our plumbing fittings, it will go all the way in until the next mark is right at the grey collar. That way you know you've put it all the way in, so if you're going back to check it later on, you can say, yes, my little mark is right in against the collar. That means I've cut it and pushed it in properly. Whenever you're pushing the pipe into our fittings, you will feel one, then two little moments of restriction. That's as the pipe goes past the O-ring and the collet cover. On the fittings themselves, there's a little witness mark, and this witness mark is the same distance away from the collar as the gap between the two marks. So that means you can see how far it has to go in. It also means if you can't cut it on the mark, it means that you know that you can measure it, cut it where it needs to be cut, and then push it in and you know it's fully in. Our red pipe can cope with 6 bar at 60 degrees Celsius. The blue can cope with 12 bar at 20 degrees Celsius. The pipe itself does not need a support for when you bend it. A lot of other pipe manufacturers recommend and insist in fact that you use a special plastic piece that has a curve in it that you can clip the pipe into. The Whale plumbing does not need that. You can bend this pipe to 75 millimeters of diameter and it doesn't kink and it doesn't break. So when we take our plumbing and we put it into our fittings, we've talked already about how far you have to push it in. The nice thing about our fittings is that you can stack them. So the likes of this one, which is the manifold T, you can stack them up for the head or for the galley. You can twist them, they can come out at different directions. That means that you don't have to have a fitting, a piece of pipe, a fitting and a piece of pipe. To easily remove these fittings, you just squeeze the grey collar and pull them apart. There's no special tools required for joining them together. There are no pipe inserts, which most other pipe manufacturers recommend you use. We don't want you to use them at all. There are no need for pipe inserts. And that's all down to our intelligent collet design. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our collet design now. Our collet, or the grey part, is on the inside. It's protected by the white collet cover. The collet cover has got these 2 lumps on either side, and that prevents accidental release of that collar if it hits up against the bulkhead. So when you remove that, you can see the collet is inside our plastic fitting, and there are 4 little holes all the way around, and each one of those holes is for the back end of each of the legs. On each of the legs we have a little plastic tooth. We don't use metal teeth in our fittings for a number of reasons. One of the main reasons is that as the temperature increases and the pressure increases, these little teeth get hot and they can push into the pipe and actually slide through the pipe because it's hot, it's melting the plastic. So on our fittings, they are plastic teeth. That means that you cannot use this collet with copper pipes or any other type of pipework. You must use the Whale pipework. So whenever you put the pipe into the collet, the little legs push out. There are 4 teeth, 1 in each leg, and they grip the pipe. Now, as the pressure increases, the little legs get pushed back in, and that means that at the bottom of each one of these, the second tooth then appears under high pressure. So as the pressure increases, the grip on the pipe actually increases. One of the reasons that we don't need these pipe inserts is that at the bottom of the collet we have a ring, and that ring supports the pipe. So whenever you bend the pipe coming straight out of the fitting, it won't leak. All other manufacturers say you must come out straight first of all and then bend, but with the Whale Plumbing and Fittings, it doesn't have to come out straight away. All of our freshwater pumps also come with the same fittings already molded into them, so you can take your quick connect fitting, push it straight into the pump, and if you need to change it or you want to put a piece of pipe on, just hold the collar down and pull the fitting out again. So that means that you don't need any additional fittings when you buy one of our pumps, and it's very fast and very easy to install the system. So the Whale WX plumbing system is the fastest plumbing system to install. It's also the easiest to install with the least amount of specialist tools and no pipe inserts or collet clips. Thank you very much for listening.